That, my friends, is absolutely divine. First time I've used this pool, and it won't be the last. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, Saturday the 2nd of November, and that means currently I'm 13 days sober from alcohol and 11 days back in the gym. So I haven't gone to the gym yet today. I've got the day off. It's a blessing, and I will be going to the gym, so that will make 11 days in a row. And I can feel my attitude changing. I can feel my perspective on life. Every single situation that's presented to me, every single situation that I have to navigate, every decision, every conversation that I have with either my kids or the mother of my children or my parents or my sister or my colleagues at work, every single aspect of life is beginning to improve, and my perspective is beginning to shift from one of the glass always being half empty, struggle street, you know what I mean, always looking forward to either my next drink or just feeling okay, getting over that hangover that I've been presented with morning after morning after morning. And I don't have a huge amount to say today. I'm gonna make another video on Monday when it has been a full 2 weeks sober from alcohol, but I thought it was about time that I did create another video and just share a little bit of positivity, which is what I get from other content creators around this topic. Positivity, motivation, and basically just a sense of relatability to the person that's talking back at me, because we've all been through the same experiences or similar experiences. This substance, alcohol, has somehow, some way made its way into our life, usually very, very early on, but then a few years later, be it 5, 10, 15 years later, it enters our life again, but this time as an adult, fully fledged adult with responsibilities. And it's not just the fun that you have as a teenager, it's more so a coping mechanism to help you navigate the stresses of life and the increased stresses of life that come as you get older and as you develop your career, and you might have kids, and you've got relationships, and relationships are never easy. So alcohol tends to take a bit of a different form as far as what you're using it for, how often you use it, when you use it, and eventually you prioritize it over everything else. And you find yourself in a situation where it's like, okay, I could continue going down this path, or I could reach out for help, or at least stop brushing it under the carpet and recognize I have a problem, and start thinking, start searching for solutions. And in my case, this time, I'm not out of the woods by any means, but being 13 days sober from alcohol, I'm sleeping a hell of a lot better. My heart rate is resting at around about 47 beats per minute at the moment, which makes me really, really happy, because when I was drinking every single day, I couldn't get my resting heart rate under probably 57. So, that tells me, and having worn this watch for the last 4 years straight, pretty much the entire time that I've been drinking alcohol in excess, I know exactly what alcohol does to my system. I know exactly when my body completely detoxes it, and I know that my heart is in such a better state right now, so much more healthy, just more when it rests. When I sleep now, I actually sleep, I actually rest, rather than just detoxing. Because when you have 8 hours sleep and you get up for work the next day, but all your body and your heart has been doing that entire time is detoxing from alcohol, you don't have any sleep. You might sleep, but you don't rest. Your body does not rest whatsoever. And so you are just redlining it constantly, day after day after day. And the only thing that will, perk you up or give you a little bit of positivity back, or motivate you to get through the day, is most probably going to be another drink, because that's all your body is craving, is screaming out for, is another drink. And you can only do that for so long, because alcoholism is a disease. And the reason I say that, and the reason I'm convinced of that now, because I have said that it's not in the past, but it is a disease, because fundamentally you keep doing it, you keep drinking enough, often enough, it'll kill you. You'll die. And that's not, hey, it's going to happen to all of us. We're all going to die one day, but that's not the kind of death that I want. You know what I'm saying? So basically the biggest change that happened, and the change that I knew was going to happen, and I'd planned for it, and I'd prepared for it, was for me to go from working 80 hours a week back down to 40. And I knew that that was going to give me a whole new lease on life, or at least I thought it would. And it has, It's funny, you go through periods of hardship, and at the time, obviously, it seems tough, and you don't know when it's going to end, and you don't know what it's for. What's the purpose? What is the purpose of this? And you finally get through it. You come out the other side, and then it makes you realize why you did that, and why periods of hardship and struggle are important to a fully fulfilled life on the other side. Is because it gives you perspective. And if you never go through anything tough, if you never go through anything hard, then how can you be how can you appreciate your life on the other side of that? You know what I mean? So what working 80 hours a week for over 5 months did for me is it's now given me a whole new lease on life. It's given me a whole new perspective on what a normal 40-hour week, 40-hour work week feels like. Whereas before, 40 hours a week, just like everyone else, hating their job, if they don't enjoy their job, 40 hours is going to feel like 80. But now I've done 80, and 40 hours actually feels like 20 for me. You know what I mean? Honestly, this last couple of weeks, as far as work is concerned, and work being my major responsibility right now, my major, cause for stress and anxiety, well, it's turned way down, because I know that on any particular day, on any particular week, if I'm working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, it seems really easy. It seems really, really easy. And what that means is that I've still got energy. I've still got motivation to go and do other things outside of work. Whereas when you're working 80 hours a week, you don't have any motivation to do anything. Constantly tired, constantly depressed, constantly going to bed knowing that you've got to wake up the next morning and crack into it once again. No days off. It's terrible, but it's worth it. And if it wasn't, then we wouldn't do it. So, working that many hours for that long has been twofold. The benefits are twofold for me. The first of which, obviously, it was for a reason. It was to get a loan from the bank, save up just a little bit more money so I could have some in the bank, as well as put the majority of it towards a deposit for a house. So that was number one. And number two, the part that I didn't realise would happen at the time, but certainly has over the last couple of weeks, it's given me a whole new perspective on life, a whole new perspective on work, especially. And yeah, what that's allowed me to do is to remain positive, to not really feel triggered by any, external situation or any life, situation. Nothing has come across the table, so to speak, that has triggered me to want to drink. Nothing, not a single thing. And I don't know if that's surprising, because I did have this plan in place. I knew that was the date, you know what I mean? That Monday, I took the day off work. The Tuesday, I took the day off work. I knew I was going to do that. All I needed to focus on was not drink. Got through the first 2 days, started back in the gym on day 3, gave me even more motivation. Day 5, I finished at work on Friday evening, and I thought, fuck, I've actually got a weekend off. Went to the gym, had a great weekend, although I did miss my kids extremely. I did miss my kids, and I feel like, basically moving forward every single weekend, not with them, is kind of wasted, but at this point I'm not going to worry about it too much, because, it'll happen. This is just another phase of life. And dare I say I'm happy? Dare I say that? Dare I say I'm content? I don't know. Those are words that have been removed from my vocabulary. They've been removed from my imagination. At times I've felt like, will I ever be happy? Will I ever be content? Well, as of right now, I'm feeling pretty content. I mean, wouldn't you? I think the only reason I'd feel triggered, or I'd feel tempted to actually have a drink of alcohol now, is not for the negative reasons. It's not for these negative, times in my life, negative situations that I've got to use it to cope, to get through. It's more so going to be in a situation such as this, where it's actually, or so you think, going to add to the happiness, add to the positivity of whatever situation I'm in. It's, my life has done a complete 180. And I couldn't be happier about it. It's changed, just removing alcohol, getting back in the gym has completely and utterly changed my life over the last couple of weeks. And that's all it takes. 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks. You get the ball rolling. And you never know where you might end up. So that's enough from me. I'm going to head back inside. I appreciate your attention, and hey, if I can do it, you can do it. I'll tell you that much.